Hi there, this is Dr. Gregory again, and welcome to part two of chapter two, Strategic Leadership. So, as we said, we'd pick up with what a typical CEO's day looks like. And when you look at it here, it's remarkable how much of it is spent in face-to-face meetings. So two-thirds of a CEO's day is spent in face-to-face meetings. Uh, Only about 13% of it is spent working alone. And then we see emails, calls, business meals, and then public events. So a question that I have for all my students is, when you look at this chart, does that surprise you? And why, if it does surprise you? And if it doesn't surprise you, why doesn't it surprise you? Um, and then another thing is why is so much time given over to face-to-face meetings? So that's something that I want you all to think about. And then a final question when it comes to a CEO's day is, will this change post COVID-19? And how is it changing, or how has it changed since COVID-19 started? So here we are in the winter, the early part of 2021, January 2021, 2021, sorry. And we, in the United States, we're approaching the year mark on its presence, or the coronavirus's presence here in the United States. So think about how things have changed over the past, 10 months, 10 and a half months, and think about how that's affected what a CEO's day or a business leader's day, business owner's day has changed. So strategic leaders. So there are different types of strategic leaders. And the book takes a look at five levels, if you will. So here we have, level five at the top and level one. And part of this is, a way to look at it is how can a level one individual be developed so that he or she or they can be developed into a level five executive. So let's look at what a level one yeah, person is like. So this is a highly capable individual, makes productive contributions through motivation, talent, knowledge, and skills. So that could be a starting employee. That could be you when you start your first job out of college. Level two is a contributing team leader. This uses high level of individual capability to work effectively with others uh, in order to achieve team objectives. So now we're the difference here is now we're talking about a team. So team here, we get the team right here. So we're moving from the highly capable individual to more of a team player, team role. Level three is this is the development into manager, and this person is effective and efficient in organizing resources, and that could be personnel resources to accomplish stated goals and objectives. Then the leader presents compelling vision and mission. So now this is we're at the point where the individual is a leader, and a key component of being a leader is presenting the vision and mission uh, and using those statements to guide groups towards their superior performance. Also, this person does the right things. And, sadly, in my experience, very often when you get to someone who's at the leadership role, they don't do the right things. Now, many do, but at any rate, I've unfortunately had the experience where some of them do not. And then five, the executive. This person builds enduring greatness through a combination of willpower and humility. And there's more that can be said about that, but that's who we are. That's what we look like. So, or what that's what this pyramid looks like. As you can imagine, there's a greater number of level one individuals as there are than there are level five. So strategic planning, top down, bottom up, or interwoven. So here we're looking at the AFI framework, and it can go both ways, I suppose, uh, which is analysis, formulation, and implementation. So when we talk about strategic leadership and we apply it to the AFI framework, we have analysis. This is the mission, vision, and values we've been talking about. We are going to talk about external and internal analysis in later chapters. Formulation of business, corporate strategy, business strategy, functional strategy, the three different types of strategy there. And then implementation. This is the structure, culture, and control. That also involves things like corporate governance and business ethics. Um, so when you talk about doing strategic planning, and when that CEO or the board of directors or the board of trustees is doing strategic planning, it's important to allow and plan for scenario planning. So these are if-then situations, and this includes black swans. And remember, black swans can be both positive and negative. And a lot of times that depends upon one's perspective. Uh, so a black swan to one person may be a that's a negative black swan to one person may be a positive black swan to another. And then planned emergence. These are autonomous actions that kind of bubble up from below, if you will. So we can talk about planned emergence in class, but I want you to be thinking about that. And so this is something that the people at the top can encourage so that strategic planning doesn't have to be purely top down as it traditionally is. It can also be bottom up, which then creates the situation where it is interwoven. Well, that ends our discussion of strategic planning or strategic leadership, I should say. And I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to discussing this with you in class.